Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words, become much more articulate. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the difference between a manager and a leader. I would say a manager is someone that does the work and they do their best to not get involved. They have zero desire to get involved in your work. And this is what is often taught in management classes. You need to delegate appropriately, so you don't even want to get involved in the subordinate's work. This is a good manager. And often, whenever let's say I see these videos that talk about the difference between a manager and a leader, they somewhat diss the manager in order to bring up the leader. And I don't think this is the smart thing to do. I think you could be a great manager and just leave it at that. Your business will succeed. The society that your business serves will succeed, and your people will succeed. There is no reason to diss the manager. A manager is someone who is perfectly fine doing their job so their employees can do their job. A leader, on the other hand, is different. They have a lot of qualities of a manager within them where they want to do their job and they'll let the employees do their job. But deep inside, a leader, they really want to somewhat do the employees' jobs as well. They feel that desire to learn more about the business. And they think, okay, my employee, he said he's going to do this by Wednesday, but he's not doing it by Wednesday. I know how to do it better than him. Let me do it. And this guy's a little emotional. You could even say that he's a little unhinged at times because he is super deep into wanting to be a part of the business. That's what a leader is, in my opinion. And the workers understand that if they, for whatever reason, can't do their job, that the leader will jump in and do the job for them because the leader has proved themselves for a long time. I think when you're hearing this video, you may think, Armani, that's not a leader. A leader is someone that's capable of letting employees do their job and the leader does their job. You're pretty much describing the manager as the leader. But I do think a true leader has an emotional investment in the company that they are working in. They're not just controlling the company, they're also working within the company. And the idea of finding a way, different ways to automate the tasks away so the leader never has to do anything again, these type of ideas don't interest a leader. The 4-hour work week, it doesn't interest a leader. It could interest a manager, but it doesn't interest a leader. A leader wants to keep knowing more and more about what is involved in the company. They really love it. And for that reason, they have this emotional, unhinged relationship with the company. And that emotional nature sometimes spills over to their employees and they're trying to do the employees' work for them, or they tame themselves and they're like, no, I can't do it. I took a lot of these leadership classes on letting these employees do their own work. But every now and then they're looking, they're like, oh, what are you doing there? Wow, this is pretty cool. Teach me more about that. They want to learn from people below them, people above them. They just want to be involved in the business somehow. And whenever I see someone who is super involved in their business, that is when I don't just see a manager, I see a leader as well. And afterwards of being super involved in the business, that's when the other attributes that most people are familiar with start to arise, such as commanding a group of people, having a strategic vision, and using beautiful tonality to persuade others. All that happens later. What happens first is, are they somewhat emotional towards their business? If so, then I know for a fact I'm looking at a leader. If you enjoyed today's talk, drop that like for me right on below, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification, and never miss another talk again.